We are in World War III right now. It's only been a week, but this war between the United States and Iran can only escalate over time. So today, there are rumors circulating online that the 82nd Airborne Division of the United States Army has been given deployment orders. They've stopped training exercises, and it is possible they will be deployed to the Middle East very soon, possibly within the next few days. The use of ground troops in against Iran would mark a massive escalation. Right now, it's mainly in air war, where the United States and Israel have air supremacy, meaning that they can strike at will against Iran. And because the costs are limited, even though America and Israel are suffering casualties, it isn't that many casualties. They're trying to avoid as many casualties as possible. And so they can theoretically retreat from this war. But the moment that ground troops go into Iran, then it is impossible to retreat. And this war can only escalate. So a massive turning point in this conflict will be the use of ground troops. If ground troops are used, then we are in World War III, and this will mark the end of the world as we know it. A ground war would also most likely draw in other actors as well. It may draw in the GCC, it may draw in the Europeans, it will definitely draw in Russia, it may even draw in China, and it may also draw in South Korea and Japan as well, because remember, the Strait of Hormuz supplies most of the oil to the Asian economies of Pakistan, India, Japan, South Korea, and China. In fact, the Strait of Hormuz provides about 75% of all of Japan's oil needs. And the Japanese Prime Minister Takayachi has said that if this war continues, the Strait of Hormuz continues to be closed, then Japan will run out of oil in about 8 months' time. So we can imagine that there is panic within the Japanese cabinet, and they are actually preparing to intervene somehow in this conflict, whether it's diplomatically, whether it's economically, or even militarily. South Korea may also need to come in as well. So the Strait of Hormuz really is the nexus of the world. It is the center of all global trade. And if the Strait of Hormuz stays closed because of this war, then eventually it will draw in the entire world. You mentioned the war in Ukraine previously, and from a geopolitical perspective, this war in Iran is actually is what follows naturally from the war in Ukraine. Because from a geopolitical perspective, Russia, if it were to win the war in Ukraine, it would have control over 1/3 of the world's carbohydrates. Russia, if it wanted to, could starve the Middle East and could starve Africa. Ukraine is the breadbasket of Europe. Without Ukrainian energy and food and Russian energy, the Europeans are suffering economically. And so if Europe is to survive, then it needs its energy from the Middle East. And so what America is trying to do is trying to control the Middle East by strangling Iran to death. And so in many ways, this war in Iran is a response to the Russian invasion of Ukraine. You know, Russia has complete battlefield dominance in Ukraine. This war in Ukraine is essentially lost. And so if America is able to win this war in Iran, it will now control the energy supplies of the Middle East. It will control all the trade in the world. You know, there's a dream of a Eurasian heartland, a grand alliance between Russia, Iran, and China. Iran is the pivot point. So if Iran were to collapse, then America would still be able to control global trade. The petrodollar would still be the dominant currency of the world. And so this is really a struggle of life and death for the American empire. And that's why, in many ways, America has no choice now but to go all in and send ground troops.